Hi guys, this is Mediatric. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This platform we're going to be discussing about mental health issues. Please feel free to ask any question on the comment section in case you have a burning issue. Always feel free to share out whatever is disturbing you. So if you've not subscribed, if you're still new here, please subscribe, like, and share out widely. Help me reach out to your friends, to your relatives, anybody who might be in need of this information. So today we're going to be discussing about stress and stress management. So what is stress? Okay, stress can be defined as any type of change that causes physical, emotional, or psychological strain. And stress is your body's response to anything that requires attention or action. Let's go to signs of stress. Stress can be short term or a long term thing, depending on the type of stress you're undergoing. So I've listed a few signs that you can check and relate to know if you are really undergoing stress. Number one sign is changes in mood. Feeling easily irritable, angry, becoming violent, or just being sad. That's a sign of stress. Number two, decreased sex drive. When you're stressed, your mind is preoccupied. Therefore, you will tend to have decreased sex drive. Difficulty in sleeping. When we say that it affects your psychological strain. When your mind is really preoccupied, therefore, there are chances that you may not sleep too well. Your sleeping patterns will change. Either you will not sleep at all, that is experience insomnia, or sleep for a few hours, then you wake up because you still have things on your head that are really disturbing you. Decrease. Another one is having digestive problems, and this will obviously lead to diarrhea. That is maybe bloating. That is a sign of stress. The other one is feeling of anxiety, feeling anxious. That happens on most situations when you are having a stressful episode. The other one is frequent sickness. That is headache, flu, cold, frequent sicknesses. The other sign is low energy. That is, you just feel tired, nausea. That is also a sign of stress. Increased heartbeat. That is a sign that you are undergoing stress. So let's now check, how do you identify stress? It is not always easy to recognize stress, but there are ways that you can relate and identify with some signs that you might be experiencing too much pressure. So number one, let's look at psychological signs. As we said, difficulty in concentration, worrying too much, anxiety, and trouble remembering, short-term amnesia. That is also a sign that you can identify and relate with and know that you are having stress. The next one is emotional signs, being too angry, irritated, moody, or frustrated. That is under emotional signs. The third one is physical signs, such as high blood pressure, changes in weight, losing weight too much or gaining, frequent colds or infections. For the ladies, changes in menstrual cycle. Another thing is changes in your libido. That can also lead to decreased sex drive. So let's look at behavioral signs. Poor self-care. If you're having a skincare routine, you no longer follow it. You just don't take care of yourself like you used to. Then the things that you used to have, that's really, things that you used to have time for, and you enjoyed those activities, maybe adventure, going out for a walk, traveling, suddenly you lose interest in such, or you don't even have time for them. You're too preoccupied. That is a sign of stress. Relying on drugs and alcohol to cope with the situation is a sign that there's a stressing episode that you are undergoing that you need to work on. Off to the causes. Well, there are many different things in life that can cause stress. Some of the main sources are work, parenting, finances, relationships, or our day-to-day inconveniences can cause stress. So, types of stress. When you talk about types of stress, we should remember that not all types of stresses are negative. We have those types that are positive. Number one is acute stress. This is a very short-term type of stress that can either be positive or more distressing. Depends on what we've encountered in our day-to-day life. Number two is chronic stress. It's a never-ending stress, and chronic stress can stem from traumatic experiences and childhood trauma. When you are undergoing chronic stress, it is always advisable that you go and seek for a therapist or a counselor to help you know how to cope with the situation, because when it comes to chronic stress, it's something that will not end. So we just need to learn mechanisms of how to deal and go through it. Episodic acute stress. It's a stress that seems to run rampant and be a way of life, like creating a lifelong, ongoing distress. That is episodic acute stress. The last one is called eustress, and as I earlier said, not all types of stresses are positive, or not all of them are negative. So eustress is known as a positive type of stress that can keep you energized. Like racing to meet a deadline. That is eustress. It's a positive stress. Working on your grades because of exams that are coming. It's a positive stress. Let's look at the impact of stress. When we look at the impact of stress, we find out that serious acute stress, like being involved in natural disaster or getting into a verbal alteration, can trigger heart attacks and even sudden death in people who have a heart disease. So in case you have someone who has a heart disease, please avoid stressing them out. Learn how to handle them. Learn how to cope with the situation when they have done you wrong. Learn how to correct people. As we always say, I take corrections, but how you correct me will determine how I'm going to take that correction. So when you have a person who has a heart disease, it is advisable, please take it easy on them. And even you as the person, take it easy on yourself, because having stress will really be impactful to your health and your body in general. Prolonged stress. While some may produce, we have stress that produce feelings of mild anxiety or frustration, and prolonged stress can lead to burnout, can lead to anxiety disorder, depression. Nobody wakes up one day and is diagnosed of being in a depressive mood or experiencing a depressive episode. It always starts from stress that has piled up over and over again over a long period of time. Then depression kicks in, anxiety kicks in. If it's work related stress, burnout, you no longer feel like going to work. You are just too tired. There's no mood. Even if you go to work, there's that, you just don't feel like what you're doing. There's that energy that comes in when you're doing what you love and you're not having pressure from it. And we have stress influenced conditions. These are conditions that can really make you to be stressed out, like diabetes. You're on medication every day. If you've not learned to accept yourself, you will keep on being stressed about it. Obesity, when people make fun of you, it can really take a toll on your life and also your mental health. Sexual dysfunction is a condition that can really influence stress. HIV is also another condition that can really take a toll on your life if you've not learned how to accept and how to handle the situation, how to handle the stigma that comes with it, the humiliation. There's nobody in this world, even if you're having a good life, there are always disadvantages, there are always bad people. People are still gonna talk, but if you don't know how to have shock absorbers, as I call them, then it's going to take a toll on your life, and that will be a prolonged stress that will lead to depression. So let's look at treatment. Treatment of stress, or we call them stress coping skills. Number one is psychotherapy. Psychotherapy is one form of stress coping skill. Some forms of therapy may be particularly helpful in addressing symptoms of stress, including cognitive behavioral therapy and mindfulness-based stress reduction. So cognitive behavioral therapy focuses on helping people identify and change negative thinking patterns, while the mindfulness-based stress reduction utilizes meditation and mindfulness to help reduce the stress levels. Number two is medication. Medication may sometimes be prescribed to address some specific symptoms that are related to stress. That are situations like lack of sleep, so you're given sleeping aids. You're having a depressive episode, so you're given antidepressants. You are having stress, therefore anxiety has kicked in, therefore you will be given anti-anxiety medications. Another one is called complementary and alternative medicine. Some complementary approaches that may also be helpful for reducing stress include aromatherapy, massage, yoga, meditation. Those are things that we do to help just remove that stress. If you're feeling that stressful, burnout, take a vacation. Go, take a break from work. Go relax your mind, because mental health is key. For as long as you're not okay mentally, there's no way you're gonna produce good results at work. So take a break when you feel like you're being stressed at work. Go for a massage, do a yoga, meditate over it. Just get that bad vibe away. So let's go to coping skills. Because although stress is inevitable, but it can be managed. How do you manage it? Number one, learn to recognize the signs of burnout. High levels of stress may place you at high risk of burnout. Burnout can leave you feeling exhausted or pathetic about your job. When you start feeling those symptoms of emotional exhaustion, it's a sign that you need to find a way to really handle your stress, so that you don't now give too little when you think you're doing too much, but the end result and the outcome is still minimal. Number two, try to get regular exercise. Physical activities can really have a big impact on your brain and your body. So we've said regular exercise. Go for jogging, exercise, go for a walk. You know, if you live close to the beach, just take a walk by the beach. It will help reduce the stress levels. The third one is take care of yourself. Incorporating regular self-care activities into your daily life is essential for stress management. Learn how to take care of your body, your mind, and your spirit. Discover how to equip yourself to live the best life. You know, YOLO, you only live once. So take good care of yourself. Now, the last one is practice mindfulness in your life. Mindfulness isn't just something you practice for 10 minutes each day, you know. It can also be a way of life. Discover how to live more mindfully throughout your day so that you can be more awake and conscious throughout your life. So that it is easier because you will now identify when it comes to work, how it's stressing you out, parenting, if it's really taking a toll on you, then you say, oh no, let me take care of myself. Because those kids, when you're stressed out, you will have depression. They won't have that parent anymore. So learn how to take care of yourself first, then they will have a good parent. So that's it for today. It was fun sharing out. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned something. Share out to as many as possible. If you have a question, I'll still say again, please leave that question on the comment section. Let me know what question or what area you would like me to clarify more. That's it for today. Bye.